What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with another episode of Records and Ramblings. Before we get into the records, let's do a little bit of rambling. Just so y'all know, I just recorded this whole video, okay? And I forgot to turn my mic on. So the whole thing was just me, you know, because I'm a professional, guys. I am a goddamn professional. Oh my God, you know? I'm just gonna say thank y'all for sticking around for this stupid ass channel. I know I don't upload as much as I should, but I just have, you know, it's hard for me to focus and stay focused on shit. And I just have a lot of shit that's been going on lately, but I am trying to get back to a regular upload schedule, but it's really hard. Anyway, God, I cannot believe I did that with this video. I am such a jerk off. All right, well, for the ghosts in my house that are listening to me, let's talk again about the band Aris Menda. Aris Menda is this incredible, twisted sounding black metal band from California. I found them through the Black Twilight Circle many moons ago. Although I don't think that they're a part of the Black Twilight Circle anymore, but I don't know any details and it's none of my business anyway. Anyway, I found out about them when they played Atlanta back in 2013. It was actually billed as a Black Twilight Circle show. I'd seen the name floating around, but I hadn't really dug into the bands, but they were playing a super small venue right down the road from my house. So I was like, yeah, cool small black metal show down the road from my house. Of course I'll go. And yeah, it was Arizmenda, Balan, I believe Blue Hummingbird on the left, if my memory serves me, which it usually does not. And I don't remember who else. But yeah, the show was incredible. Okay, absolutely incredible. But the first record I want to show you, this is Stillbirth in the Temple of Venus. Okay, so I am a huge fan of this band, if you couldn't already tell, and I have as much of their stuff as I can track down. But this one was always hard to find because it was released back in 2014 and it was limited to 250 copies between the black and the colored. But yeah, me and my girlfriend were out of town. We were in either North or South Carolina. I don't remember which one. It's all the same to me. We were there for the Catharsis reunion. That was incredible. But after the show, after we checked out our Airbnb, we went to this kind of like sort of rinky-dink kind of record store that was in a strip mall, and I wasn't expecting to find anything, and actually I had walked around the store, didn't see shit, and as I was leaving, I saw in the corner of my eye, out of the corner of my eye, they had like a glass case, and this record was in there, and I was like, wait, no fucking way, right? And I'll say it was an expensive record, but I still think it was under $100. And this was, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, I am beyond blown away to finally have a copy of this record that I've been looking for forever. Records are on black, won't bother showing you that. I guess I can show you the labels. I know some of y'all kind of like that sort of thing. Anyways, I really want to show you this booklet. The booklet is amazing. Such work went into putting this together. Look how fucking cool that is, man. Amazing. But yeah, this is their third album, and it's some truly incredible black metal, man. Filthy, raw sounding, without like being cliche, you know? And the musicianship on this thing is awesome. It has these really interesting riffs that are like haunting sounding, man. Like the way he does these leads over the tracks is so interesting to me. And the vocals sound really pained. Like, this is one of those albums where I am blown away that it's just one person. You know, I don't see how someone's able to compose something like this all on their own. Like, it's just absolutely impressive. But yeah, let's continue talking about Arizmenda. Let me show you. Without circumference nor center. Yeah, I'm actually really happy to show this off. I've only seen one other person show this on the YouTuberies, and that's Canyon Bickle, so I don't know if anybody else cares or was able to score a copy. If y'all know somebody that's shown this record other than Canyon, drop their link down there, because that would clearly be somebody that I would like to watch. But yeah, this is their second album, but this release is the one that came out most recently. This was originally released back in 2011, but it was only on cassettes. And y'all know I don't fuck with cassettes. So yeah, until now, this was not on vinyl, and I was beyond stoked when this popped up. I won't get into the weirdness that surrounded the release, because, you know, who cares? You know, the only thing that matters is I ended up scoring a copy after all the weirdness happened, thanks to an extremely kind person. I don't know if they watch my videos or if they just follow me on Instagram, but they offered to pick me up a copy at the LA show very shortly after the weirdness happened. And man, I am still just like, thank you so much. You know, that's such a cool thing for this person to do when he didn't have to at all. So once again, thank you. And again, a really cool booklet here. They put a lot of work into their layouts, man. This is really nice. So this album is kind of like Stillbirth, but it's a bit more primitive in my opinion. Not so much of the weird leads, but still enough of that to make this a really unique album. It's still incredibly good, but just incredibly good in a slightly different way. The riffs are still awesome and very weirdly composed. It's still extremely dark and creepy and nightmarish sounding. Like, I truly think this is some of the best shit to come out of California black metal wise. But yeah, this was limited, and there were a few different variants that came out, but I'm not sure how many this was in total. But yeah, I'm so happy. So happy I was able to get this. Now I just need somebody to find me a copy of Within the Vacuum of Infinity at a decent price. And then I hope that they do more of their older releases on vinyl. I have some of that stuff on CD, which is also very limited, but you know, I'm a sucker for a good vinyl press. So yeah, Arizmenda. Next record I'm going to show you, this is Coil with Queens of the Circulating Library. Ooh, look at that weird cover. Isn't that cool? Yeah, this was originally released on CD back in 2000. I actually have the original Pink Shell CD. Hold on. Isn't that cool? Well, it's probably only cool to like nerdy Coil collectors, but I think it's cool. They also did a Pink Shell of Constant Shallowness Leads to Evil that I also have. Anyways, back to this one. Something that's always been a point of interest for nerdy Coil fans is this was the only album that didn't feature Peter Christopherson. This was just John Balance, Thipolsandra, and Thipolsandra's mother doing vocals. By the way, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Thipolsandra's name properly. I've never heard it said out loud. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful album. Very droney, very relaxing. You know, I feel like, oh God, this is gonna sound so dorky and new agey, but I promise if you put this on and you just kind of like sit back and just listen to it, it feels like your brain is just moving in and out, like pulsing. It's so weird. But yeah, this is great for putting on while you work or while you read or while you study. I don't know. Or while you do lots of other things. Anything. As you almost drop your limited Coil CDs. Yeah. This is a great album. I feel like most of y'all, or at least a lot of y'all that watch my channel, already listen to Coil. But if you don't, and you're a fan of, you know, dark ambient or, you know, droney electronic music, definitely give Coil a shot, man, because, oh, they're so good. Rest in peace to John Balance and to Peter Christopherson. All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about some Florida power violence. But yeah, this is Combat Wounded Veteran with I Know a Girl Who Develops Crime Scene Photos. Yeah, man, I mainly knew about this band through their connection with Reverse Le Man, who I am a huge fan of. I'd say if you were really into what Reverse Le Man was doing, I can't see you not liking Combat Wounded Veteran. Not saying they sound too much alike. They sound similar, but you know, they're both kind of spastic, and you know, they're kind of all over the place musically. They definitely share that in common, but I do think that there's enough here to differentiate the bands that makes Combat Wounded Veteran really interesting. Also, I know that Jeff Howe from Reverse Le Man also played in Combat for a while. I know he toured with them. I don't know if he actually played on any of the music. I was too lazy to look that up. But yeah, it's just really good, grindy, bass heavy without being overly heavy power violence, if that is your thing. And yeah, this was the only full-length album they did, and in true 90s fashion, the re-release comes with this, like, I don't know, this big, obnoxious paper thing, which I love this kind of stuff because I am a nerd that came up in 90s DIY hardcore, so this kind of stuff is awesome. Blue Marble Vinyl. And yeah, if you want a copy, I've seen copies still floating around, so you should definitely grab this if you're into like screamo or, you know, grindy hardcore, or like I said, power violence. Yeah, this band absolutely rules. All right, so the next stuff that I want to talk to you all about is a collective that I am really into right now. I'm like obsessed. So as someone that's been listening to black metal since I was in high school, which was many years ago, it's wild that I'm still able to find new black metal bands to obsess over. And the shit that I'm about to talk to you about next is some of the best shit I've heard in a long while. But yeah, and that is the Warguild crew or collective. I don't know if it's Warguild. I'm gonna say Warguild. I've never heard anyone say this stuff out loud, so I don't know. But the Warguild collective, the type of black metal that they play is exactly what I look for. Nasty, filthy shit with really interesting compositions, but overall just really dark and evil sounding black metal. Now the problem with finding bands that fit that category is lately, at least, oftentimes they end up being white power dipshits. I don't know these guys personally, and I don't know this for certain, but I've heard from people that I trust extremely well that they are definitely not white power dipshits. So that makes me very happy. And that's for those of you that actually care about that sort of thing, which I clearly do. So, you know, save your comments that you're about to leave where you're like, who cares if a band is a nut? I care, dipshit. It's my channel. I care, okay? But anyways, yeah, let's get into it, man. So yeah, this is the Lander Unkindness split. From what I can tell, a lot of the bands share the same members, and it seems like both of these bands are the same folks. But yeah, let's talk about the Lander side first. The Lander side is fantastic, ugly ass black metal, really primitive sounding at times with some almost chunky parts. It honestly takes me back to some of the stuff that I used to get tape trading back in the 90s that just sounded like, you know, some extremely creepy kid recorded it in his bedroom before doing something really heinous, you know, like cheating on his homework or burning ants with magnifying glasses. Honestly, it's something really fucked up that I don't want to say here because I don't want to get in trouble with Mr. YouTube. But you know what I'm talking about, that old school black metal shit that you get on tape with the really shitty Xerox black and white covers that just had some of the most amazing music you'd ever heard in your life on it. That's what I get from Lander. Now, Unkindness is a bit different, which I find exceptionally cool. You know, it's the same folks, but the music is not only composed differently, it's also recorded differently, so it sounds totally different. Like this one is more mid-paced, but it's still gross sounding. But you know, there's also some kind of like epic metal vocals, for lack of a better way of phrasing that. But you know what I'm talking about, the like kind of vocals, which he does them much better than I just did. But yeah, this is a high quality split. This was put out on MMXXIV, which I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly because I don't think I've heard anyone else say that out loud. But MMXXIV is one of my favorite labels right now. Like, anytime they do a batch, there's multiple things that I gotta grab because they release consistently awesome shit. But yes, Lander, Unkindness, Warguild Collective, this shit rules. Oh, Records on Black won't bother showing you that. All right, and the last record I'm gonna show in this edition of Records and Ramblings. This is the Lander Flameskull split. So the Lander side of the split is their Heroic Lands EP, which came out right after the split with Unkindness. And I think it's even better material than the stuff that's on the split. It's still raw sounding, but I think the production is slightly cleaner without taking away any of the bite from the music. And the synth sounds are very interestingly placed. Like, I absolutely love this shit, man. And it's apparently a concept album about a society that's fallen apart, and the people who came after it are kind of like piecing together the details of that society by using bits of technology, or at least that's what I got from it. Either way, the music is stellar, okay? Just listen to the song Derelict Township, and I promise if you like raw black metal, you will fall in love with it, okay? It's so goddamn good. And the Flameskull material is from a 2023 demo that's also just ridiculously good. It's a little similar to the other projects, but again, it's different enough to warrant being a different project. This is actually a little bit more melodic. It's almost more along the lines of like atmospheric black metal, but it still has that edge that the other projects have. Again, I'm just super impressed that the people behind these projects can write for various projects and have them all sounding vastly different, but all great stuff. So absolute kudos to this collective. This is some of the best shit from black metal that I've heard in many years, and I'm so excited about this collective. A lot of y'all will probably know about, oh wait, hold on. Forgot to show you the insert. There you go. And the Records on Black won't bother showing you that, but I know some of y'all like to see the center labels, so there you go. A lot of y'all probably already know about this collective because of the band Iron Firmament. And I believe that's probably the most widely known or popular project out of the whole collective. And I actually have a couple of their records, I believe. No, I have one of their records now that I'll show at some point. But if anyone sees the album Keep Eater, please let me know, because I really want it. And I'm still so fucking angry about this, man. So it came out on Poisonous Sorcery, and I could swear on my life that I ordered it. But then the next day, I realized that I never got a confirmation for my order. So I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then I saw that the record was sold out. So I was like, bugging out. And I messaged the label, and I never got a response. I'm not blaming them. You know, I'm sure they didn't respond because they're busy, or they didn't see the email, or even if they didn't respond because they're like, fuck this asshole, that's their right, you know what I mean? But I never got a response, so I'm fucked, I'm assuming, because I never got the record, and I was never actually charged. So I don't know what I did. It's some old man shit with trying to use a computer, and I just fucked up. But it's the first time that's ever happened. But yeah, I'm really bummed. So if anybody has the album and they don't like it, I would be happy to buy it from you. Or if you happen to see it pop up in a random distro or something, let me know, because I would love to get it. I've already been watching it on Discogs, but you know how that goes. You know, some dick face is going to be selling it for fucking 350 bucks, you know, in the next week. So, God, man, being a fucking record collector is so hard, you know? Woe is me that I can't get these records that I want. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to stop there. Yeah. What do I usually say? Thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I'll see y'all next time. All right? Peace out. Boy. And I promise I'll be back sooner than normal. But I say that every time. But I'm going to try. And try is all you can do. Bye.